Welcome to this interview with the president of the Liberia Football Association. A lot to talk about. This is one of the days I've prayed for to sit on a table with the president of the Liberia Football Association to talk about issues as it relates to the footballing valley of Liberia. So we're here in conversation with President Mustapha Raji this morning to talk about a couple of things. So good morning and welcome to this interview, President.
Well, good morning, a pleasure, and welcome to the LFA, and good morning to Liberians in and out. We're here to serve football, so I'm happy to be on the platform to discuss football with you. I know, excited that at least we see more females involving in football, and to see your female journalists. It's a pleasure to be with you, and let's discuss football.
And I'm so glad having you.
Yeah.
So how is it? How's the association?
Well, I wouldn't say 100% because it's a work in progress. There will be challenges, there will be gains, there will be minuses, but I think we are on course in the right direction, and we are hopeful of a brighter future.
Great. Too many things to talk about, but we firstly going to start with you. Where were you before getting to football?
Well, I was in football, so started a very long time, and as a kid, we play not organized football. We play around from Logan Town, Jamaica Road, Stephen Talbot Estate, but traveled out, came back, and we felt that there was a need for us to bring young people together, and that's how I started. Work along with young people and try to create a direction and a better future for them. So I saw myself in Barnesville Estate working with a lot of young boys, and later on it just came into a club.
Okay.
And we started moving from one level to another, and then into football administration. And today we are here, but I feel happy that when we see in terms of the positive impact, in terms of their lives, we touched getting into football from the beginning. One would think, or maybe some don't know, but we brought the likes of former national team player Murphy Nangbe. You talk about Henry Goba, you talk about Stephen Menor, a lot of players who we worked with, to ensure that we created that opportunity that they could explore their talents. And today, in football administration, a good part of it, and here to serve, all of the country, citizens in and out, and contribute in a way that we can from the best of our strength and knowledge until someone else can take it over from us.
Was it a dream that you grew up with that I will one day become the president of the Liberia Football Association? Because others will say, while growing up, I never had the ambition, the dream of becoming, of getting into football, but today they find themselves into football. So let's talk about you. Was it a dream?
Well, I won't say it was a dream. I just thought that I needed to get in football and work with young kids, create opportunity. And as they grew, it became a challenge that we couldn't just abandon them. So with my daily work, bringing in football was something that just became a responsibility. And as it grew, there was more demands. And others we worked with thought that there was a need for us to come at the helm of football and to render our own expertise and services. And we took onto the challenge and giving the level of work in terms of organizations we've worked with to see how we could come to the LFA and improve on the current situation. And like I said, football is a work in progress everywhere around the world. There will be evolution of things and activities. So today, we're happy that we're here making changes in terms of what our past leaders did. Congratulations to them, and we appreciate the efforts in terms of coming up with the foundation. And we came in, reviewed the foundation, and tried to patch up the cracks, make it stronger and better for a better future. And we show and positive that there will be others who will come sometimes in the future to take the flame and continue to move on with it and bring in more innovative ideas, in terms of growing Liberia Football Association to a bigger and higher level.
Oh, good one. Let's talk about your experience establishing LISCA before becoming the president. How was it like back then?
Well, very difficult, and I feel for a lot of other clubs. I mean, who I engage in doing it independently. It's not so easy. The club initially was called Barcelona Football Club, and we were like crazy moving around, looking for support. Difficult. I mean, you write a lot of letters, but
Barcelona, why? Yeah. Why Barcelona?
I was a strong fan of FC Barcelona, so. Okay. Meeting the boys, and I can remember at the Porch, there's a famous place in Barnesville Estate Area B, and the previous time they had two teams called Acha, and later on I got with the guys. We formed a team called Barcelona because it's some team that was attached to me. Okay. But later on, we struggled. Imagine playing in the leagues, and I see other clubs going through similar struggle. And that's the reason why when we took over the LFA, we introduced a lot of different kinds of mechanisms to relieve the clubs of huge expenses, because as a third division club, you don't play for gate intakes. It's like you are doing everything, and no one wants to sponsor you in the country. You write to companies, no one help you. You try to promote players, people are not coming in. So it's a complicated situation. And the president, how we going to look for money? And at some point when we sit and reflect on it, it's funny, but it was about the passion. My vice president was like the cook. I'm out there looking for the money to bring equipment, and the vice president is cooking food for the guys. They're all assembled in one room. But we produce great players through that process. Anthony Lafort, for example, came through the ranks and file of our club. We produce a lot of players who've played at the level of the national team, and we feel proud that we created that opportunity for them to go out. So Barcelona, one will ask, how did we manage to change? Through the period from my professional work, we were able to engage with the LISCA Trust Company then. Okay. And that's how the name LISCA came, because we're seeking sponsorship around. And we met with an investor who came to Liberia that was very, very passionate about Liberians and giving back to society and impacting the lives of young people. Mr. Ibrahim Avi Zadenberg. So he brought the idea that, okay, you know what? If I'm going to sponsor this team, why not change the name of the team? So I'm like, okay. FC Barcelona is way there in Spain. Yes, we love the team, but they won't be doing much for Liberians that we want them to do for in terms of young people. And boom came the team name, LISCA FC. So, now it's history. You see LISCA FC is out there, and thanks to Mr. Zadenberg, peace be to the ashes of our chief patron who passed, Mr. Yoram Cohen. They all brought the idea that, look, you know what, we can, as a company, be in Liberia and, do not give back to the community, especially in using football, a powerful tool in the country that bring young people, adults together. So they decided that they're going to join hands with me and even make it bigger. And today, I'm happy that, a lot of other companies who engage with we feel to get back to us or to partner, provide sponsorship. This new company came, believed in young people, young boys, and partnered with us. And today we have the LISCA FC, and history is there in terms of the number of trophies they won, the opportunities created for young Liberians to go outside Europe to apply the trade and become independent people. So again, thanks to the LISCA Trust Company, for what they've done. For the football team and young Liberians, and they have not just limited the support. They've continuously supported the National County Sports Meet as a company. And Mr. Zadenberg and his team has also continuously supported the Ministerial League, and they've provided support to the LFA, and they've identified. It's a company that look at the gaps and identify specific areas to grow. Out of a sudden they thought to partner with the LFA, but specifically on women's football. And they are providing on an annual basis around $10,000 to the support of the women's lower league. Some area that no other company, no one's interested in providing support. Regardless of the efforts we've made as the LFA to solicit support for young girls to play football. So the company again came out like, you know what, we have to give support, we got to give back, not so much because we're engaging in our activities, but we must at this point in time give support, to the women's lower league. So it's something that we're excited about, and it's all about it. And I'm happy that the company of Liska has done a lot for us as Liberians, young Liberian players, myself as a person, and managing the club, going through. And I think it helped one way or other, where I could, explore professionally, engaging with other people outside. And today I'm the president of the LFA.
How is it with Liska? Like last season, the team was unfortunate to win any trophy. How is it now?
I think it's football. I'm no longer the president because it's not by law in Liberia. It's not in our statutes. But we thought that as president of the LFA, there will be different kind of thoughts. Notwithstanding, as president, I still engaged with Liska because I cannot divorce myself from the club. It's something I started over 20 plus years. But in terms of actively engaging with the club as a president, has its own president, running since I took over the LFA in 2018. I've, stepped away from the administrative structure of the club, but it has been moving. Yes, it was a sad one for the team, terrible for the first time in history, went down so low. And but we wish the team the best of luck. This season is about to start, and every other team for that matter.
Good. Let's talk about your infrastructure initiatives. The Liberia football was established in 1936, if I'm not mistaken. And from 1936 to 2023, the association was unable to get an office till 2023 when you dedicated this office. Tell us, how was it for you building such a huge building, or going out there to solicit support from other people to get an office?
Well, the first thing is about our platform. So what we talk about football for all, before coming to the LFA, it was a picture that I drew a long time ago before making the final decision that yes, I will come to the LFA to lead, working with a lot of other experts, a lot of huge expertise we have at the LFA in terms of the staff. So working with my club, we saw the challenges, all right, in terms of pitches, in terms of office spaces, movement from one location to another. At some point in time, we had a rental office at the YWCA, Benson Street, McDonald Street, a lot of different kinds of movements. And it was a key part of my platform that when we take over the LFA, we will build the first headquarters of the Liberia Football Association. So fortunately, when we assumed office, there was a blueprint, okay? And kudos and thanks to other leaders of the past, President Bility, and I think the procurement team was headed by former Vice President Mustapha. So when we took over, we saw a blueprint. It was like, there is an instrument available, and now there's no need to go back in terms of redesigning and so forth, because leadership is about continuity in terms of what is left, and we assume plus and minuses, and that we needed to work on. So having such an instrument, we move forward in terms of engaging with our partner, and as per what was defined in what we call the contract of agreed objectives that we signed along with FIFA. My administration signed along with FIFA a list of objectives that included on our football development plan infrastructure, specifically the construction of a headquarters. So taking into consideration you have in the blueprint, and then with emphasis of our platform, and then synchronizing with that of the agreement we entered into FIFA with, we thought to move forward with the construction of the headquarters. It wasn't so easy because the initial location identified by the past administration wasn't satisfactory. It was waterlogged, so it resulted into delays of the project. And then came the COVID. So a lot of challenges, but I'm happy today that, yes, since the formation in 1936, but today we have a headquarters that we all can call our own, that we're now operating from. Thanks again to FIFA, through the FIFA Forward program, that we were able to construct this building for the Liberia Football Association, for Liberia, for all Liberians, whether involved in football, not involved in football, but is a representation of something in terms of a legacy for every one of us involved with football. That yes, today we have a headquarters like any other federation around the world. So I feel happy about it, and it's a plus for us. And yes, we promise that we construct the first headquarters, and today is a reality that we've done so.
And also the stadiums like the SKD practice pitch, the Tusa field, recently you dedicated the Gompa mini stadium and other sport pitches around. How has it been?
Well, so it was not a guesswork, all right? It was something that we planned, and like I said, I mean, if you look at my platform, we talk about infrastructure development, we talk about headquarters, we talk about development of pitches. We came from the level of grassroots where we felt the challenges of our players playing on bad pitches. I mean, Tusafi was never pitched, and I mean turf. So I feel happy that we gave back, you know, to the community that we came from, where we first started playing organized football as a team. And as head of the LFA, we thought to identify and give back, you know. So the picture created was that, you know what, when we take over the LFA, yes, we have to build headquarters. We have to create the opportunity and improve, you know, playing facilities, turf, where young boys and girls will play, and want to increase participation of football. So for those who play football and for those who do not play football. Now, when we talk about increasing that participation, it's not just focused on boys or girls playing football, but we're looking at also veterans playing football, and then those who are not playing football, to give them opportunity in terms of the economic benefits that come. Because the construction of a pitch will bring in a new business community. And today you can see that at the Tusa field. I mean, you can also see that reflection at the SKD practice pitch. There was no, you know, shop or store selling area around the pitch then, and now we turf it. You have people now selling there, and it's a way of creating jobs. So we've taken over the LFA. We see that it's not just about developing this infrastructure, but we are creating opportunity for Liberians who are not playing football, who love the sport, or who are business-minded people, can also gain, you know, for the presence of these infrastructure. So I'm happy that we've delivered, you know, Tusa Field, the SKD practice pitch, the Doris Williams way there in Grand Bassa County. We took over the Blue Field and then changed the turf. Today it's dedicated for our youth football program way there in PHP. Like you said, the Gompa we just dedicated way there in Nimba County. We are currently working in partnership with Mr. Thomas F. Floyd, doing another artificial pitch in Sanikole. We turned over a full-size artificial pitch with all of the materials to Grand Cape County to ensure that the Momotawe Stadium is also turfed to create opportunity for those kids in that region. We've launched the tender. Now the companies are now submitting all of the bids to turf the Willie D. Norcross way there in Zuba Town. We've concluded with MOUs with Lofa County, Grangeda County, and also we are working with Maryland County and other counties around to provide turf during the next football cycle, because again, we do not want to limit ourselves as the Football Association in one county, but our dream, the picture creator, is to ensure that at least we construct a minimum of one pitch in each county. So, I mean, you all can see, and this is what we are committed to, and to the general public, I mean, other citizens of other county, not that they are not important. We have limited funding, but during the next cycle, you're going to see a lot of pitches coming out. And of recent, you saw, like you stated, we dedicated 2 mini pitches, part of the FIFA Football Arena project. Liberia being amongst the first 11 countries. You have one in Bible, one in the shopping barracks. But we want to see more of these pitches all around Liberia. The young boys and girls need to be given a chance and have access to good and quality facilities. I think the introduction of these facilities is not just limited to or creating opportunity for boys, girls, but also adults to exercise, also to create that chance where the children will be more active, involved, and concentrated in playing sports, than to now start focusing in other activities or illegal activities that is not, you know, sanctioned by parents and, you know, citizens of the country.
Good. You're one person who always talks about promoting grassroots sports, and you also have the TDS, that is the Talent Development Scheme. Tell us, how far is the TDS program?
Well, grassroots is the foundation of football. So, again, I mean, I always like to talk about this picture that I created in my head, that we drew in my head, and thought that, we included in our platform, and now we've been delivering. So, when we played organized football, or when we administered our teams from FC Barcelona, Lesca Football Club, etc., other teams in Ghana and other communities, it was very difficult to see, the pool of players that would transition from one level to another. So I'm like, you know what? When I take over the Football Association, you want to see a grassroots league where you have the connection of players, the U8, U10, U12, U15, U17 league. That should be the players' pathway in terms of connectivity of players from one level to another. And I'm happy that, embraced and supported by the executive committees and other support from stakeholders who expressed interest, we were able, under my administration, to launch the first ever grassroots league in Liberia. And this league is now growing, and we want to move it in the 15 counties. So far, we have it ongoing in 9 counties, but we want to have U12, U10, U8 league play in the 15 counties. Now, we also, moving from the U12, created the U15 league that has been running also 9 counties as well, want to complete with the additional 6 counties to complete the 15 counties. And now we're launching this season the U17 for boys. We launched the U17 for girls in Maryland County, U15 for girls in Grand Judah County, but now we've been launching the official U17 for boys in Mustapha County as well. So with this, we now locking on and having the pathway in terms of league structure, where we now see players who will then be leaving the U17 league will then have the vacant spot to enter the 4th Division League. In that way, the players will be phasing out, will still have a continuous cycle of growing players through the league system. Yes, one will ask, when you have that, what happened next? That's the reason why we also went forward to say, you know what, after introducing a lot of pilot projects, there is a need to have players develop further. So we have this, cliche that we said, identify the talent. So when the leagues are ongoing, the U10, U12, U8, U15, U17 leagues, you will identify talented players. So when you identify those talented players, the process is not just to identify, you take them through a process where they will go through what we call the best of the best. So the players now playing in the U15 league, the best of them will be scouted, and then they play against one another. So the champions of Monserrato will play against the champions of Maryland, but the collection of the best players in Maryland will play. And then we'll go through the filtration process where the best out of the best of those players will be taken through a program called the Talent Development Scheme. And today, that program now will be hosting what we call Henry Human Brand Academy in honor of our former technical director who supported this initiative, grassroots football, youth football program. So with the Talent Development Scheme, running today now have a program where we have the players will be, based at the Center of Excellence, the George Manuel Technical Center in Carisburg. That will soon be will be upgrading the facilities because they have to host these players. They will be stationed there, living there. We'll be sending them to school as they elevate, paying their tuition, feeding them 3 times a day, and training them 2 times, providing football training twice a day, and 6 times a week, and 1 match guarantee per week, because we want to see how we can grow them. So now we're more or less focused to say, you know what, this is the program we want to do, a pool of players from the league system, U10, U8, U15, U17, identified through the system, selected as the talent, meaning identifying the talent, move to the Center of Excellence to develop the talent, and then transition the talent to our national teams. How do they transition the national teams? By giving them the opportunity to participate in international friendly matches through the development process from the U17 leagues, the U20 leagues, and boom, later on you start seeing these players playing in bigger leagues in Europe. We started with the pilot under our former coach, Ansu Kieda. Today we are proud to see, the likes of Emmanuel Foley, we're seeing Devantier, we're seeing Gono. We've seen a lot of these players, Canesco and others who went through the initial batch of players that was a pilot program moving out to bigger clubs. And when we continue, we're going to see more of it. And that's why we'll be looking up to the government of Liberia still to help us support this program, because to date, it's funded by the Football Association and support from FIFA through the FIFA for program. And it's not sufficient. Imagine scouting players in the 15 counties isn't so easy, going through, identification of talents, over 2,000-3,000 players is a long process that involves a lot of money, a lot of logistics, a lot of support mechanism. And, we're happy though, that we also have, former legends, supporting this initiative. We have James Deba, former national team legend who's now as the head of scouting on the team. We have former legend also, Christopher Ray, who's also one of the coaches, Dominic Savis, and Nathaniel Sherman, former national team goalkeeper, is also the TDS coordinator, with a host of others headed by, our talent coach, Ami, who comes from England. His salary and others being covered by FIFA through the talent development scheme. But we're happy about this process and program, and, I think it's the future of Liberian football.